Many a tear has to fall, but it's all in the game. All in the wonderful game that we know.
The cabal, in their own secret dumbass sort of way, have been saving up a treasure for all of humanity and developing it in a place where it could be unfettered, where this technology could just go crazy. You know, there was no worries about regulation or having to meet government restrictions and stuff. Hell no. We got all our cocaine money and all our heroin money and all the trillions of dollars we could steal from the banks and the bankers, and we put it all in this secret space program, this alternative energy, this alternative reality. You actually put a whole bunch, like 250,000 people, into employ over there and somehow kept it all secret from everybody. How in the hell did that happen? It didn't. As an illusion, babies. But it was a way to race us ahead secretly. You know, now this is the spiritual paradigm talking. It was a way to race us ahead secretly into these technologies that took us so far beyond our existence here that, you know, we could literally create a living paradise for every soul that's alive here. We would always be fed, clothed, housed, and taken care of by this earth. Always. In this technological sort of way, but simple technologies. Technologies that are in agreement with the universe, which leads then to the next step, which is us in agreement with the universe, and therefore creation works with us, and we never needed the technology. We never needed the industry. We never needed the agriculture. These were illusions we created in our feelings of separation from our mother love, our mother earth. In fact, most of us felt rebellious against her, man. You know, like she's throwing shit at us and we just had to fight back, you know, and scratch out every little inch we ever got here, man. Working hard, tirelessly working hard, being the slave in the cave. Oh, yeah. Never getting back to that cave because you're too much of a slave. We've done it, baby. But see, it just brings, everything here works this way. Everything, no matter how dark and ugly it might seem. Everything is contributing to the final outcome, which is the beginning and the regeneration of our entire reality, man. Not just the earth. But it is a regenerative thing, meaning that we return to that point of beginning where all things are in perfect harmony, including this Mother Earth and us along with her. Yes, this is great and dynamic and powerful change. And it's about damn time, wouldn't you say? We've lived long enough in that dark way, beheading each other, pulling all the stupid shit we could possibly pull, man. Make a bomb big enough to blow up all of the hologram and the rest of creation right along with it. Talk about a video game getting out of hand, man. Well, we had to stop you in that plan. You know, and when I say we, I'm talking about the ancient souls that really control the flow here, that have always been here and never abandoned us. I often describe it as a mother energy that goes on underneath the surface, a nurturing mother energy, a love that does not fail you, no matter how dark and ugly you get, a love that always supports you. Otherwise, you would not be living and allowed to have this experience. Not here in this dead old world of the Matrix, man. See, so what we're literally seeing fall apart here is that Matrix. The cabal and all that bullshit, the Illuminati and all that bullshit, the militarism, the Nazis, all that bullshit is just a part of the grander illusion in the darker way. And all of these give way, go with the flow of the river of life, the stream of love, as we see it come into being, as we see our re-empowerment in that, as we regain our true position in this reality. And then we got something to celebrate because we're doing it as we celebrate. See, we feel it coming, we are it. We don't need no crystal ball, but we like those too. We don't need no angels, but we love them too, etc., etc. See, we've employed a lot of assistance to get us through the ugliness of our own illusions. You know, how far could we go with this? How dumb could we get? How out of hand and out of control and isolated could we be? How far could the insanity stretch us and not destroy everything? Like I said, now we had good parents here, man, and they kept an eye on us. That's that underlying love, you see. And when things got a little bit too out of hand, believe it or not, they'd restrict us a bit. and pull back a little bit. You see, you get too highfalutin, rootin' tootin', and all of a sudden, you're going crazy and still killing each other like it's going out of style, no matter how enlightened the society's ever gotten. We've had a lot of really enlightened societies here. We've had some really beautiful high points in the reality, but there's always been this aggravating little thing there. The unity did not exist there because there was still killing going on, sacrifices to gods and so forth. Disguise it as you will, it's still just killing for the sake of killing. Your fellow being, your fellow self, your fellow heart, which is your heart, see? We've been doing this all along. No wonder we've experienced some real agonizing pain and torture, because every generation that ever lived added to it by killing unnecessarily. You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? Which, in an odd sort of way, is an awakening for the person you just wasted. It's weird, but it's the way it happens. Death that we so much fear is really a return to life, a return to conscious presence. Only you're not exactly able to share that in the way you were before, in this direct way, where people can see your face and hear your voice and feel your feelings and stuff. All they get now is the feelings. After you've passed through the veil, right? Gone over that rainbow bridge, and then you become the all-powerful feelings, see? So perhaps you went through a life of ugliness and pain and darkness, and you expired a few months ago, and you held that treasure all through that dark flow. You never let it go. You treasured it in your heart. You nurtured the dream. And even though you died dreaming it, because you did so, the dream becomes a reality. You are far more empowered in the feeling, love, than you are in any other way. You see, and some people need that release to get there and share it that way. Don't you go thinking thoughts that you need to end it, because it's better if you can do it here in the Matrix, man. It really is. Because then we re-empower everybody, everything. We join the realms, and we're not divided from the living and the dead anymore. There are no dimensional realities. There is no extension in time and space, none. We're joined together with all life, and it simply habitates within and all about us, very simply. It's a joyous, glowing place. Yes, it's a rehabilitated earth and then some. And that's the vision I'm seeing as I see people gather together to celebrate and party all across this earth. And of course participate in the Mary J, the sacred herb that helped us get here. The sacred herb that represents that divine energy, that divine love, that flowing love that always kept us stable no matter how unstable it got, that always kept us growing, generation after generation after generation, even when there had to be restarts, on the scale of, Noah's flood, because that's something everybody knows, but there's been bigger disasters than that. We've blown this planetary reality a few times and had to live off planet for a while she rehabilitated herself. We have so screwed up in this game that we didn't think we'd ever get out of it. Thought we were stuck here forever. Well, darlings, guess what? Time's up. You're at the highest level now. There ain't no more game to play, man. We're done. We got through it all. We've gone through all the levels, man. It's like the game up, game over, the end, produced and directed by Cecil B. Anyway. Some of you will get that joke. Geez. I tell you, I forget we're dealing with a younger reality than I am sometimes. But then again, I feel as young as this reality, no matter what the years tell me, or how worn my old body might feel. It don't feel too worn at all, babies. I embrace it all. I love it all. Whatever's here, it's here for a lesson in learning and growing and glowing, and hell, I just embrace it. And I take it as it comes, you see. And babies, because I do, others can do it too. And you especially are doing it as well and opening the same doorways for others, man. And because we're doing this, we're naturally going to flow together one way or another. I don't know if folks are going to take... I see some long pilgrimages on some people's part, getting to those places where they want to be. On other people's parts, I see it just happening naturally, that you just flow there. It's not a struggle. It's not a long journey. It's just a flow. You hear the call and there you go. Really, it's quite simple, don't you know? So says Grandpa, as we begin our day here in this Coyote way. Where else but on this Hazy Radio Network with the Coyote Medicine Show, babies. Don't you know it's happening right now? You don't gotta wait around. Just be what you are. Let it flow through you. Feel it. Be it. Love it. Embrace it. Let all the ugliness pass away. I know there's some pain involved. Let it go, man. Don't need it. See, we're already birthed into the new earth. The pain is no longer necessary. It's not a part of us anymore. We don't have to take the mother's pain and bear it all through our life any longer. You see, we're the innocent. The innocent are pure of heart. That means we've got nothing but love going on here. And there ain't no pain in that, babies. Watch and see as it grows through you quite naturally. Yes, indeed. Oh, aren't you glad you stumbled across Grandpa today? Are we helping you get that flow underway? Oh, I sure hope so. Hazy, we love you, man. Ah, babies, rock and roll. Here we are at the place we always wanted to be. Divine dream coming forward from inside of us into creation. Just because we're thinking it, feeling it, being it. Letting the heart rule here, because it already does. Oh, babies, you such little love doves. Oh, oh, oh. You just make me want to feed you all kinds of, sweet little things and just share treats and morsels with you forevermore, babies. Yeah. Party's on at our place.
It's all in the game.
Past 17, I'm still a juvenile delinquent at heart, and I know I can get away with it, that I'll be softly treated because I'm a juvenile and not an adult yet, you see. So even though I've been through a lot in this rockin' reality, I'm always coming back together as a 17-year-old, a little punk, and I have those radical tendencies that you have in your teen, where feelings really go off the charts sometimes and just drag you along with them, Yeah, baby. But see, I've learned how to live in this flow so I can still be a teenager, don't you know, and not be so compelled to be radical, because I already am. I'm radical off the charts as far as this earth is concerned. But babies, it won't be long before this will be seen for what it truthfully is. The living, loving heart coming forward in true motion, so everyone lives it, everyone sees it, we all are in it, and it all doing it too, man. Ooh, rocking this reality, and we're seeing some beautiful, beautiful happenings and moments in the period of exchanging one reality for another, man. We got to do something to wiggle out of those old undies. I mean, they were so restrictive. So, babies, I see us gathering all across this planet, up different places, different little points, different groups of people, but very much in the same frame of heart and the same reference in love, and bringing forward the same divine vision from the eternal dream that never dies. That which is our truthful reality, our live and love in paradise. Yes, indeed, babies. Brings tears to my eyes, more or less, babies, because I realize, the sanctity, the sacredness of the ages. I respect that experience tremendously, especially right up to and including this very moment of now. It's been a journey, and how. And there's been some ruggedy souls undertaking some very rigorous roles here, man. Some real trying places, But they never really fall on their faces, though. Many times it seemed to be. Many times we're so down, we don't want to even be hanging around. Want to get out of here. Why? See, we just sometimes get into these places. We let the generations' paces catch up to us every now and then, and it clobbers us good. I'm talking past tense now, of course, but that means yesterday or go beyond it, okay? Oh, darlings, we love you. So, here on this Coyote Medicine Show, only on the Hazy Radio Network, old Grandpa Coyote reminiscing right along with you as we unwind into the divine paradigm, the reality of who, what, when, where, how, and everything that we are, man. We're totally rocking in this rolling love, this wave of love that's softly regenerating this planet. That which has been held beneath the surface all along, this steady love that kept us strong despite our depravity, God, we got bad. But despite all that, it just kept us going and growing, man. Created enough loving moments, one sort or another, to get us on through. The energy of love made it right to the top deck, man. Right to the upper reality. To the essential truth, as good as you can get it in this reality. So now, just like a bad pair of undies, we take them off and shake our stuff and, God, we're free. And never again will we restrict ourselves like that. We're putting on a whole new suit of clothes, baby. Our coverings will come to us far more naturally and will be more graceful in movement, like living things that live with our person, not something that fights against and restricts you, like them old undies did. My God, sometimes you just want to die. It hurts so bad, man. Good thing we're dissolving that crap away. Yeah, it's kind of like back in the later 60s when the girls gave the brassiere a toss, man. Oh my God. Talk about a revolution. Now, I'm not talking just as a horny old man. Excuse me. Please take it as a story here, a beautiful one at that. And, liberated themselves. I mean, for real. And, all the young girls and guys, practice a different love than our ancestors have been able to for a long, long time, man. Far freer. And a great expansive, more of a group, wholesome, family type love, trying to create itself all over the place. You know what I mean? It was an interesting time, and baby, great expansion back in those days, especially in the feminine ways, because she'd been so restricted before that. The taking off of the brassiere was a liberation of her heart, and an allowance for her to express her truthful, divinely feminine love in this reality and be accepted and received for it. Now, of course, there was lots of aberrations and cosmic mixations that weren't always most productive, and and then along came the 80s and clobbered you good, this AIDS thing, wiped out a lot of people, and all of a sudden love started becoming a restricted and fearful thing again. Free love was unheard of, man. You always had to pay for it, right? One way or another. Not being sardonic here, I'm just being real. That's what happened in the 80s. We got polarized really bad, and fear rose its ugly little head and became Ronald Reagan and said, I wish you were all dead. And, my goodness, almost did it, too. Thank goodness we got through that one, eh? The 80s was a really trying time for the revolution of love. But that's when it proved itself. We got through it. It's just like the 2000s with Georgie Jr. Trying to lead us all into hell. Dick Cheney coaching him right along, man. Shit! We made it. We got through it. These were some of the most ultimate and supreme tests of our psychic intelligence, of our gracious heart, of our earnest love, that underlying love which now, because it's made it all the way, can surface and then correct its view, of course. It's liberation for the entire planetary reality and all the humans and animals and existence of creation that lives in it. All of us, man, we are there. And we're rocking in it. All of us, consciously present. That's the vision I feel and see coming forward. And it's very real. You don't go and inhabit those places unless you live in creation and are creating those places. That's why these visions and dreams come to you. That's why your nights have been so active lately. And they're going to get more active as we get towards the liberation of the full moon. But it's happening before that, babies. We're turning the page, gone around the corner, gone around the bend already, man. And just allowing ourselves to grow into that. And as we do so, great movement amongst humanity. These are movements that will eliminate boundaries of nations and tribes. It's a reunion beyond the comprehension of your heart in this moment, right? No way! We just comprehended it. Bing! Yeah, see, we just went up another level, another way, another dimensional reality. We put country to rest and become earth and lay on her chest and say, Mama, we love you, we're sorry, we're through with that shit, babies. And she says, oh, baby, I never let go of you, ever. And babies, all of a sudden we wake up and the reality around us is a whole different place of being. And we never left our loving Mother Earth, ever. She's still our divine paradise, and we're still there living in it with everything we created in it and all around it too. Alive like the vibe tribe that we are, the one heart. Alive and happy about it inside of you as a person. And everything else too. Everything feels itself in creation and knows why it inhabits there, and it's just dancing and happy and in total harmony with everything else. The chipmunks and the squirrels get along. They don't fight over peanuts no more. I mean, you know, Rocky and Bullwinkle even have, you know, wow, more divine ways, man. Everything comes out to play. You know, Natasha and Boris, oh, they're the cutest, handsomest, most beautiful little beings you ever did see. Total love, man. You can't hardly pull them apart anymore, you know. And the dude, what was his name, Simon Legree, that used to go and lay the damsel on the railroad. What a nasty booger, eh? Just trying to kill his own innocent heart in that way. Well, guess what? The ropes dissolved away, and so did the railroad, man. There ain't none of that shit there. Neither's there Simon Legree. There's just that beautiful little baby saying, set me free. So we did. We got to that place. It's liberation for the whole human race. And it starts right there inside your beautiful height as you allow this heart to arise.
But it's all in the game.
Putting on a pair of 3D glasses when you're in the movie house and suddenly you see it multi-dimensionally, you see it as a singular existence, yes. You know, a scene playing across the screen, but it's like living right there before your very eyes. It's become, you know, it's got dimension, depth, color, feeling, motion. You know, man, it's something, wow, that becomes expansively gracious in its living. It just can't help but nurture and appreciate itself into this finer, fuller state of being. And then the glasses, man, just dissolve away because you really didn't need them. You just needed to see what was really there. You know, so the audience and the movie melded, merged, become one. And now we step out into the morning sun, and we find we got wings, and we spread them. And we take off in flight and go and join those motherships of love and escort them on in too, along with our brothers and sisters of angelic form as well. And all is as it is, and all is as it should be. Just totally even, equitous in this heart, and so simply and purely and innocently in love with itself in all of its forms of expression, all of the experience that has been held in this heart called humanity. We are appreciated and worshipped by the divine beings of love, the same as we are those divine beings of love. This universe rocks, kids, and you're going to find out real soon what that means. How gathered together we are with this universe. You know, the unreality now, the bullshit, dissolves away, and all the militarism and all the designations of separation with it. We're colorfully and intricately so our beautiful selves and beings and presences, no matter where we are in creation, whether we be an ET, as we say, oh God, wait till you see what's underway there, man. Humanity is spread across not just this here globe called Mother Earth, or whatever you call the flat Earth. I don't care. God, guys, who cares? Just live it, be it, love it, and understand that this is a circus world, an entertainment for the entire universe, but a very pleasant and recreational place to be. So the whole universe participates with us as the very children of that universe. Remember, I've said again and again that we're born of the stars. Each and every one of us is a star personified. That star energy personified as a human form. Yeah, it's a bit of a disfigurement right now. It really is, but wait till you see how it perfects itself, and how, baby. All of these grumbling differences, everything that sends you scrambling off to the doctor. Oh, doctor, help me, my ass is like in trouble, it's on fire. Well, whatever. I exaggerate a tiny bit. Got to get your attention somehow now, don't I, baby? Keep you in the jocular way, because you understand it's a big divine comedy, baby. That's the other aspect of it. That's why Mother could hang on to us through all of this, dimensional dream we call time. This nightmare of less than expressive experiential love and shit like that, to put it mildly. But there really were beings and presences here that as a person could conceptualize the destruction of all reality. Right back to, protoplasmic type existence, only this could not be. What's created is created. And it is forever. I mean, there is no real way to destroy anything. And as you see past the illusion of separation between you and the movie you've been watching and participating and actually authoring from your heart, as you participated in it, as you meld and merge with that, you take a full presence with you, walking out the exit doors, and you step into the bright sunlight as if it's the first time you've ever seen it. And there are all of these natural things falling into place. It's a new world. It's a whole new reality. It's a combination of both, but it's the most pleasant extension thereof there could ever be. And everybody and everything is just bright and happy. And the skies are filled with life as well as the earth, the oceans, the lands. Everything is just like wildly alive and happy to be present in it. And no person is isolated or alone. All are joined together in this huge embrace of love, which is the Mother Earth's arms. We finally realize that. We finally live that and can allow it to be. In other words, we stop picking on ourselves, let go of anything we've held kind of judgmentally against ourselves or anyone else. Because if you're holding a grudge against anyone, the grudge against yourself, man. Simple as that, see? And we've all done it. We've all lived it. We've all had these judgments. We automatically categorize one another as we encounter one another, etc. When we're not living in our senses, our highest way. When we're in our senses, we know everyone's full presence the minute we greet them. And even before that, we sense them coming. Been meeting some real interesting and re-meeting some real interesting and dynamic individuals this last week or so. I know you have too. There's a reawakening, a reassurance, a higher level, a different way, a communion of heart that's going on here, that's gathering together quite naturally, and in other words, bringing forward people you recognize in a different way than you ever have before. It's ancient family, babies. It's who you are in the beginning and all of your family there. It's kin, like you wouldn't believe. And each person knows their kin and knows their tribe in the heart way, the heart level. And it spreads through all the tribes of humanity. You'll see China and Africa and Asia and, China and Africa and the Americas and all of the other sundry nations gathering in these tribes. People from all corners of the earth in one tribe. It's a reunity of energy, which purifies the bloodlines by which we've lived and brings it right back to the original place. You'll understand this energetically. As you center in your presence centers in the universal way. And you realize the star presence and put it into play. Live your presence in creation along with all of the divine angels and our entire family now. Humanity from all across the universe and beyond some. And all of the other forms and creations we've designed and brought into prosperity here, which redesigned us and brought us forward as the children of the universe. We are stardust, we are golden, and we've got to get ourselves back to the garden. Well, it's always lived inside of us, pure and simple. We've always known who we were. We just got swept up by the drama of the moment, the feeling. The unusual aspects here. I mean, it was really curious to fall into this darker way. It was almost inconceivable. Yet look how far we let it play. Look how far we let it go, to the point where innocent little lambs like Dick Cheney could be led to the slaughter like that, and so totally possessed. And the ideas and the conceptions of darkness and warfare and meanness, ugliness, beastliness as they call it. Hey, the beast is far more pure than that. That's not beastliness, that's savagery. That's coldness. And treachery born of coldness, which then again is born of a loving heart and allows you to go through it. Allows you to be it. And so the whole universe experienced that coldness with you. That need to destroy, that need to create death and destruction and murder and mayhem and shite like that. We watched through pure eyes and grieved as you went through your harsher moments, your harsher days and your harsher ways. The world wars were unimaginable to us, yet you conceived and lived them as if they were nothing and walked right through it and got right to it, and in a short span of about 70, 80 years brought back together all of the realms and realities in your presence, all that were blown apart in those nasty old wars, brought back together now inside of each every person that lives as human, in human form and in human ways now, which aren't savage anymore. The Statue of Liberty begins to glow with a new light. It's one of the relics of the past we take with us at last. But she's got a golden glow to her now, a copper issue born of golden loving light. She radiates that golden light symbolically as the angel of pure mercy that she is. She never was meant to be a Trojan horse. That was the fakery. That was the savagery. That was the illusion. That was the horror movie playing across the screen of our hearts, babies. And we see beyond it now. John Carpenter can take a rest and go produce some really cute movies like Dark Star again, like he did in the beginning. We don't need the horror and the fear. We don't need the savagery any longer, dear. See, we know what it feels like now. We know what it is to be, a savage. And want to ravage your own heart, your own mother, your own earth, and your fellow tribal beings in humanity. We know how empty the empty places can be. We know coldness so cold there can't be a measurement of it. We know the absence of heart, and we know the divine desperation in that absence, the emptiness that can't be filled, the cry for the mother that goes on forever and deepens in its sorrow until it realizes it's there. It never was absent her presence. And the sorrow becomes an intense joy as the love rushes in to reincarnate the person that each and every being living is. It's the regeneration, the reaffirmation of life as a divine harmony, lived purely and sweetly in the sweet symphony of love, sung into creation by the very song of our sweetheart. You ready for this, babies? Here it comes. Here it is. At last, freed from that prison. Yeah, the Coyote Medicine Show. Getting you in the glow. Your morning wake-up call, don't you know? Here on the Hazy Radio Network. Oh, darlings. It's so.
But it's all in the game.